Okay, well, that was annoying. I don't know what happened, but my internet went out right as I'm about to go live, and my internet just dies on me. So, okay. And it evidently corrected itself. Well, once again, unto the breach, dear friends. Yes, I know I'm online now. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Silly piece of shit. I don't know. Anyway, I'm online. I'm sure everyone is thrilled with the idea that once again I come to you as the longest running Wednesday afternoon live stream in all of YouTube that I know of. Once again, trying to be the definitive live stream that is about nothing in particular. And hopefully you guys didn't all give up on me, but wouldn't blame you if you did. Hang on a minute. I'm still trying to recreate fix the wreckage that is my online stream here. No, we don't need that. We need that reconnected. And in the middle of all that, my mom calls trying to ask me a question in the middle of a panic. So, okay. Life is never dull. Anyway, first of all, welcome out. Matt Dumit's still here. Atypical Gump is here. Tiger Cat was here. I don't know if he still is here. Well, first of all, welcome back to America, to all the slobs that went on the cruise. I hope you had fun. Maybe one or two of you will be in here, and we can talk about how things went on Slob Cruise. I'm sure those of us who didn't go will be very interested to hear all about it. Still trying to put shit back together here. Bear with me. Let's see. Don't need that anymore. Good. Okay. Well, so let's see if Comcast will allow me to remain online for a little while. That would be nice. Anyway, how is everybody? Doing good, I hope. Troubleshoot device. Yeah. Comcast can be so useless. Sven is here. Good to see Sven. Let's see. Yep, everything seems to be stable now. No particular reason why everything went out. It just decided to go out. No idea why. Anyway, let's see. I think today starts the SEC basketball tournament, which is nice. And I guess that's a good thing. No. Arkansas is up big over South Carolina. I think the Gators women's basketball team could probably beat South Carolina. Just saying. Raj. You don't think so? Well, I don't know. South Carolina is pretty bad when it comes to men's basketball. Hang on a minute. I got to check something. Something didn't come back to life when I. Okay, sorry about that. Battle Angel's here. Good to see her, of course. Yeah, I'm a little late. So when Nate finally shows up, I can't yell at him for being late because I was late because the internet went out around here. I don't know what the hell that was. It just glitched, took everything out, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 minutes to going live, and I got no internet. So damn it. Well, Battle Angel, if you're up to it, and you're probably not because you're probably working, but if you or anyone else who was on the cruise wants to come and tell us all about it and so on, there's the link. Who? Altschul Simon Zygmunt. Shalom. I always pay my internet bills, Sven. That's a interesting name that I've never seen before, but welcome. I wonder if that's a what do they call it? Nom de plume for somebody else. But we'll see. How you doing, son? Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Wait. Can't hear you, Sven.
I didn't say anything. Good evening, my friend.
Oh, good evening.
With that bill, it was a
rocky start. Amada is here. Good to see Amada. I always pay my internet bill.
Yeah, I paid automatic from the bank account. They take.
I usually wait for them to send me an email and then I pay them.
No, it's always on the 15th, and I pay $30 for my fiber internet and $30 for the handy 5G, all included, no limited. It's all included, home internet and the handy. It's $59.99. It's $60.
That's not bad.
No, it's a good deal. and it's from a South American company, Telefonica.
Well, one of my devices is still not coming back to life. I'm going to have to deal with that later, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Now it just came back. How convenient.
Yeah.
Nothing
Whereas
like having your internet go out right as you're about to do something semi-important.
yeah, I mean, you are old enough to remember 40 years ago, internet, what the heck is this? 30 years ago, what the heck is this? 20 years ago, I don't care. Nowadays, if you have no internet, you are dead.
Sven, I'm old enough to remember when if you had a 2400 baud modem, you were doing something.
Yeah, I know. We had
I mean, I remember. Oh, how
ISDN.
you doing, Albert? Good to see you. I remember when I was working for IBM and they wanted me to do some testing at home, and they checked my modem speeds at my house, and they said not going to be good enough. And then they kind of hung up the phone. I didn't think about it, and 2 days later, I go outside and there's a AT&T truck. I think it was AT&T outside my house, and there was a guy on a big ladder outside one of my bedroom windows, and he's drilling a hole in my wall. And I go up to him. I go up to the ladder. I said, "Hey," and he said, "Oh, how you doing?" And he said, "Why are you drilling a hole into my house?" And he said, "You don't know?" I said, "I wouldn't be asking if I didn't know." And he said, I have this work order from IBM to install an ISDN line in this house."
Yeah. Oh,
And
ISDN was expensive, but it was very good at the time. It was
ISDN at
expensive.
the time was like $200 a month.
Yeah, it was.
But it was extremely high speed and
Yeah.
very reliable.
Yeah.
Not as high speed as we have now, but for the time.
I think it was $1 a minute or something like that.
I don't know. All I know is I called my manager and he said, "Oh yeah, you didn't get the email?" I said, "No." They said, "Yeah, we're putting an ISDN line in your house for your testing purposes, and we're going to pay for it." And as a nice little bonus, I could also access America Online and CompuServe on it. I was flying, boy. And IBM didn't care. It was all business expense then. Steve Pearson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And just okay. When we moved, we left the ISDN, and when I mean, I don't know what would have happened to that line if I had resigned from IBM. I guess they would have stopped paying for it, I guess. But that was the Gertzner era, so you had no idea what was going on. I don't even think they did either.
Wow.
But good times. Anyway.
Yeah,
how you doing, Sven?
I remember that one.
Yeah. How you doing, man? Did you hear anything about the Slav Olympics?
I saw some videos. I watched some videos.
I saw a few pictures, but
No,
P Digits is asking you. You're right about SC basketball, heartbreak after heartbreak kind of season. I guess you and P Digits had discussions about South Carolina basketball.
Yeah, South Carolina was not. I mean, of course they are not as good as Auburn, Alabama, or Florida, but they were not a bad team. Auburn beat them by a buzzer beater. They needed all they had to beat South Carolina. And the first time South Carolina came to Starkville, We beat them by 35 or 40, and 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, we went to Columbus and nearly lost that game. They went better. They get better. South Carolina was not a bad team. And in any other league, they are a playoff team. In any other league. If they play in the Big Ten or in the ACC or in the Big 12, South Carolina is under the top 64. I promise you that. I mean, I'm not a basketball expert, but for what I saw, they are not good. Mississippi State is also not good. We made it to the dance. We are borderline decent. And that's what South Carolina is. There may be a little step behind Mississippi State or Miss Texas A&M, but they can beat Georgia, they can beat Texas, they can beat Oklahoma, no problem. And they had a lot of injured people.
Well, I guess we'll see how far Florida can go.
I think Florida can win the SEC tournament, but they have to hope they don't see Duke or Houston. If they want to go far in March Madness, I think Houston and Duke are the teams to beat, not Auburn.
Not Auburn, huh?
No.
Well, we beat Auburn, we beat Alabama, and we beat Tennessee.
Yeah, everybody beats Tennessee.
Well, they were number one at the time. We beat them by 30.
Tennessee last season, they had Dalton Knecht. He plays now on the Lakers.
Of course, we saw Tennessee later in the season at Tennessee, and they beat us by 20. So
Tennessee couldn't beat Mississippi State, for crying out loud, last season. And this year they locked one up. They really locked it up. They won by 2. I don't believe in Tennessee. Tennessee, there's a reason why Tennessee never made it to the Final Four. There's an absolute reason.
Yeah, they get beat.
Right. They are not good enough. I mean, look, if you have the right head coach, yeah, you can make it to the dance. Tennessee always had talent in football, always. You know that. And they always had money. And they stunk it up for 25, 30 years. And guess what? They hired the right coach. In 2022, it was damn close with Hinton Hooker. And this year, they got it right. And if they figure out this thing with their quarterback, with Nico, they will go to the playoffs again.
I don't believe in Nico. He's
Nico
not
is a
very
bust.
consistent.
He's a bust. I mean, the guy gets $8 million. And if not for Dylan Sampson, yeah, Tennessee loses 5 games last year. I guarantee you that.
I wonder what Florida will do in football this year.
They will stink it up.
Probably.
And
well,
I
that's
tell
down.
you
Again down to the coach.
No. It has nothing to do with the coach. Nothing.
Sure, it does. He's not a good coach, and he refuses to hire an offensive coordinator. That's on the coach.
I mean, who has a good coach in the SEC? Name me 5 good coaches in the SEC. 5.
Yeah, and Florida ain't one of them.
Yeah. I mean, Florida has Napier. Mississippi State has Levy, unproven. Kentucky, Stoops,
Kentucky's
Eli
going backwards.
Drinkwitz.
I think Kentucky peaked. Yeah. I think under Stoops, Kentucky's peaked, and they're going backwards.
Eli Drinkwitz with Missouri locked up with Luther Burton and Brady Cook, and the easiest schedule in all of SEC. Before that, he had losing season after losing season after losing season. He's average. He's not good. Hyper is good. Kirby is good. DeBoer is good. I give him that. Kelly is proven. I mean, he don't went to the playoffs, but he is good. So, and who else? I mean, Kiffin, is he good? Maybe. But with that talent he had last year, not to make it to the dance and lose to freaking Florida without Lagway, this is crazy.
People were constantly saying last year that, Uncle Lou's here. Lou. I hope Lou will come on and talk about the Slob Cruise.
Yeah, come in, Lou.
I'll drop the link again, see if he'll come in and do that. But what was I going to say? Everyone was saying that we should fire Kiffin. I mean, we should fire Napier, which is right, and we should hire Kiffin. And I kept saying, I don't want Kiffin. I don't trust him.
Kiffin,
I don't think he's all that. I really don't. And you know what?
Kiffin is offensive. On offensive, he is really good. And trust me, I don't like Ole Miss. I don't like them.
Kiffin might be a great OC.
He's an offensive genius, but he does not recruit to compete with the super teams like Georgia or Alabama in the past, Ohio State, etc. In the long run, Ole Miss will go down.
I think Kiffin is a great offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a great coach. I haven't seen in any of his coaching stints anywhere at any level. I haven't seen it. And I think Florida was good not to hire him.
At Tennessee, they fired him on the airport.
What's that? Watch 6-2. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, and at Ole Miss,
I haven't seen it.
He had 30 wins in the last 3 years or something like that. He's not a bad coach, but if he wanna, like he himself said, I want to win a national title in Oxford. So he's a self-claimed national title contender. If he want to compete for a national title, he has to recruit better.
He ain't got the resources in Oxford, and he never will.
Let me say it this way: Oxford is not the richest university, but they are also not poor. It's like Mississippi State. I mean, look, our baseball facility is $68 million. It's the expensivest in all of college baseball.
Afternoon,
and that you need some breaks. You need a little bit luck in football or in baseball or in basketball if you want to win something. And we had the disaster that Leach passed away, and we trusted the wrong guy in Arnett. And this put us 20 years backyards.
Look, if you gave Kiffin the resources of an Alabama or a Georgia or, dare I say, a Florida, in terms of resources, Florida's got what it takes. Maybe not players and coaches, but access to resources.
Yeah,
if you gave Kiffin that kind of resources, I still don't think he can win. Not win the big one, because I don't think Kiffin is a head coach. I don't think I think he's an offensive coordinator. I think he's a fantastic offensive coordinator. Just like Dan Mullen is a great offensive coordinator. But as a head coach, he's a disaster. And as a head coach, Kiffin is not gonna bring you where you want to be. He's not.
Why is Mullen as head coach a disaster? Explain, sir.
I don't know. Why don't you look at his look at his years at Florida? I don't think they were great.
What? He beat Georgia and won. He beat Georgia and won.
He beat Georgia once.
Yeah, and how many times?
Recruit. He can't recruit.
Okay, number 8 and number 12 in recruiting classes is not good enough for Florida.
No, it's not. Not when you're competing against Georgia and Alabama.
Oh. The guys before him outside of Florida recruited in the 30s.
What's up, Vic?
Oh, good morning, Vic. Did you get your money?
Did I do what?
Have you checked your PayPal?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I wanted. No, it's no problem.
Yeah,
I did it one day later. I forgot it. I was sleepy, and it's okay. Anyway, you have your money, and we are even. No, Mullen was the last good head coach you had.
No.
And I tell you what, Mississippi State was, I mean, we were not good. We were a bad team when Mullen came to Starkville. And step by step, we got better.
Yeah,
every single year.
When you're at Mississippi State's level, you got nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Where's Florida now?
Down.
These people are making parades for only losing 5 games. Is that your standard?
No, it's not our standard. But when you come off of 3 losing seasons in a row, and you were staring down the barrel of a 4th losing season in a row, 8-5 doesn't look so bad.
I tell you what,
it's relative, but compared to where we were, it ain't good enough. And the program is damaged pretty badly from. Oh, let's see. Since Urban left, Urban damaged the program. Then Moose Dump damaged the program, and then the Shark Humper beat the program to death, and then Mullen didn't do anything to improve the program because he can't recruit.
He didn't do anything to improve the program. He had a 10-win season his first year, and then an 11-win season his second year.
He won 33 games,
and then he won the
in
East
3 years.
In his 3rd year.
He won 33 games in 3 years.
I mean, his first 3 years.
He couldn't recruit, and he couldn't develop, and he fell apart, and it was a disaster.
Okay,
as a head coach.
Guess what? Kirby Smart lost at Georgia to Vanderbilt. Guess what? Saban.
Yeah, that was his first year, and ever since his first year, he's taken off like a rocket ship.
Yeah,
you give every new coach a mulligan the first year, but after the first year, Kirby Smart got better. Mullen and Moose Dump and Shark Humper got worse.
He had one bad season, one bad year, and your idiot of AD fired him.
Okay.
I didn't say the AD was a rocket scientist either.
I mean,
speaking of your AD, so Saleen, so I wanted to thank you for giving us Mike White.
Why?
Because we're a tournament team, and that we haven't made it to the big dance since like 2014 or 2015 or something like that.
Well, okay, Vic. Georgia is still far away from being a top a Sweet 16 contender.
Well, that's okay. I mean,
It's Georgia is this what Mississippi State is. Round one,
I mean, the
we
goal of the season was to make
to
it,
get in.
yeah,
To get in.
the big
It's like-
dance.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
You're going to
Mississippi
get
State.
road graded in the SEC tournament, and then you're going to get beat in the in the big dance.
Well,
Yeah.
we should beat Oklahoma. I mean, we're seeded higher than them, and we beat Oklahoma. Yeah, we beat Oklahoma already, so we can beat them again. So
Yeah, you can beat them, but do it first.
I mean, we
Hey,
should.
Sven, I think
Get out.
Huff is
Not in
trolling.
essence. Yeah. Slaw wanna troll me again, but I love you, Paul.
Yeah, but why does our game have to come on at 9:30 though?
Yeah, you can stay up and
Got
watch.
shafted with
Mississippi State against
9:30.
LSU. What I want to watch is at 3:30 a.m.
Well, that's in Germany, but
Yeah. Why are they doing this to me? But
well, you
anyway,
don't have to live in Germany. You can move.
to China or what?
No, you can move to America.
to Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah, you can move to Mississippi. You can introduce all the Mississippians to barbecued sauerkraut.
Connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avita
mean-
saying, y'all.
I mean, the only town I would consider is really, it would be Starkville or Tupelo, but Starkville is from the properties, it's too expensive now. You really can't buy or loan a house, something like that there. It's a college town. It's really expensive, and we have a family house in Tupelo, but I can't kick my cousin and her husband out of their house. Ain't gonna happen, you know. And I have
What
Some-
what does this mean? I don't know what that means. I really don't. Paul, please get off the internet until you stop drinking. What is wrong with the boy?
Yeah.
Something wrong with Paul. He drinks too early.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, you think? Yeah.
So Vic, you went on the cruise, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, we had we had a good time. Yeah.
Zona, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I
Good to see
had a little bit to drink. I drank a tequila sunrise, so
you. Oh God.
and I drank the whole thing, and yeah. And
Yeah,
that was
and you-
it was
and that was it.
enough, yeah.
Drinking and driving is not a good idea, Vic.
And
Yeah,
well, I mean, I had my seatbelt on, so
Okay. Who won the competition?
it was a Pete's team. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, you
Nate,
made the team this
yeah,
year?
I was on Team Lou. Yeah.
Nate obliterated VicTube.
And we lost. Well, no, he didn't. Yeah,
Well,
Nate,
wait a minute. Back up a bit.
Nate.
I didn't know you guys were doing teams this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nate didn't beat me. Nate's team beat my team, but no,
Oh,
Nate.
Harry is here. I hope he's doing better.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh yeah, and I got drafted first. So
Well, wait a minute. You went to teams, so there was Pete's team, and who was the other team?
The other team was Lou's team.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw it. Lou drafted Vic first, and Pete drafted Nate first. And the first competition was a run around the cruise ship with clown shoes, and Ballard messed it up big time. He needed 2 hours to get his shoes off, his clown shoes off. But it looked funny. The guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was all, yeah.
okay. Well, Pete's team won. Who was on Pete's team besides you, Vic?
No, I was on Team Lou.
Besides Nate, who else was on Pete's team?
All the Georgia Tech guys, Rec and C-Dog, and on Vic too, on Lou's team, I think it was Carolina Jackpot and
Ballard and
and Ballard,
Nick DTV,
Traveling Fools.
Yeah, Traveling Fools, and I really don't know who all was on my team because I missed the draft because I didn't have a way to get up to the basketball court.
So I heard that Tucci actually blew everybody away with his spelling prowess.
Well, yeah, he spelled a word right. Yeah.
It looked like a complicated word, though. I have to give him some credit.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been drinking Saleen. I've stopped for months now, so I'm good.
All right, well,
I'm gonna be off the wagon. I'm gonna be on the wagon for probably the duration. So yeah, I was joking around about the man spray, but they got toilet spray.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh yeah,
they have this toilet spray now that you can that people are clamoring is a good thing to have, so you can spray your private parts after you go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, and I also had I had a good night at the casino. Yeah, I won like $500 playing black.
Look at you.
And yeah, $25 a hand, blackjack. Yeah.
Well, what'd you do with the money?
I don't know. I haven't
Sending to me.
I haven't done anything with it yet.
Hey Sven, why don't you move back to the U.S.?
I don't want to live there.
Oh,
What's wrong with us?
It's different. I mean, the people are complete different.
Raj. So Team Lou was Ballard, Vic, Nick D, the captain, who I don't know who that is, and Carolina Jackpot.
I don't know who the captain is either.
And the Traveling Fools.
Or how he ended up being on Lou's team, because I mean he's not even in our group. He's not even in our.
You mean the captain of the ship?
No, not the captain of the ship. I mean he's not even in our community. He was just some random guy. It was just some random guy who we met on the cruise. I don't know who invited him to participate.
So Team Pete was Tucci. I don't know who Tucci is.
The problem
I also don't know who Tucci is.
Was we had an odd number of people, so I guess he was just used to balance the teams. But
okay, Battle Angel says he was some YouTuber that Traveling Fools knew.
Traveling Fools knew him. Oh, okay.
So Pete's team was Tucci, who I don't know who that is, Nate, C-Dog, Rec Talk, Ugga, great, and Traveling Fools.
See, Traveling put captain on the other team. It was a plant to bring the other team down.
Yeah.
That would be my
So wait, Shippies wasn't on the cruise?
No, he was not.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be on the cruise.
Tucci went to Vegas with us. You'll see him in the hockey arena pictures and stuff.
Yeah, but I've never met him online, so I don't know who he is.
He's a Lou guy, and he's a not Sir UJ. He's a UGA fan. Oh, God, Sir UJ. Same difference.
So no Florida Gators represented on either team, huh?
All right.
I don't think so.
So Battle Angel says that Lou drafted Vic thinking he'd come through in the spelling bee.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, Nate didn't come through in the spelling bee either. So I mean.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the ringer, Vic, in that regard.
No.
That
No.
and any IQ test, those two things, you're like.
No, I'm not. I'm not good at spelling. No.
No.
No, I'm not. No,
I'm not doing it.
I'm not good. I'm not good at spelling. But.
No, there were no Gators on the trip. I know. Well, wait a minute. Didn't Battle Angel participate at all, or is she like an official or something?
She's umpire. She's the chief umpire. She's the boss. BA is the boss since Slops won.
They needed an adult to do that job. That's why she did it.
That's true. She is the only adult in this entire group besides me.
Well, yeah, but you're giving yourself way too much credit.
I'm not giving myself enough credit.
You're responsible. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'll give you that. Anybody who aspires
I am often the only adult in any room I walk into.
Anybody who aspires to be a sphincter is, you can't quite call that an adult.
Aspire to be a what?
A sphincter. You said asshole.
Paul, I don't know where I don't even understand.
Your thing says that. It says my parents said I could be anything I wanted, so I became an asshole. That's why I was joking about it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'll give you that one. Very good. You used a bigger word than asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
I congratulate you on your vocabulary acumen.
That's one thing I can do. I'm a good writer, and I'm a pretty good speller. Those are my only assets.
Lost her voice Saturday night. Must have been the karaoke. I don't think I would have participated in karaoke.
You would be good if you could do a Neil Diamond song. That'd be good.
You should live so long.
No, you'd be good. Can you carry a tune?
No.
Oh,
no, not even if it meant peace on earth.
Oh well. Speaking of peace on earth, I hear there's somebody working on that.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, half the country hates him, so no matter what good he does, there won't be enough.
I told you he will get it done, and he will get it done.
18th party.
It takes time. It takes time.
Vic gambled and won. Interesting.
You know who else is really good at gambling? Let the big dog eat. Now, he comes in unassuming, like he doesn't know what he's doing, and every time he leaves the table, he leaves ahead. I'm like, okay, he's good. So.
Now, Dr. Bob's Nightmare is here. Yep, that describes me pretty accurately. Couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. Very true. Very true. And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Can you really call a woman master of ceremonies, or is it called a masteress of ceremonies?
No, master, I think would be about. I don't think there's such a word as mistress, but
I know there
okay.
is. But you always use these terms to try to show the difference, and sometimes there's not one. There's no anonym to a
Yeah, no, it's mistress.
Sir Harry, how you are doing? Are you doing better now? Are you okay?
Who, me?
No,
Oh, who?
Harry Leg.
Oh, Harry's got to be doing good.
Yeah, Harry had some
Pneumonia?
medical issues.
Yeah, I think it was pneumonia or something like that.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Well, as long as he's still typing, he's in good shape.
Yeah, or maybe or
No,
maybe old moan.
never gonna happen, Amada. Sorry, not gonna happen.
Right, or maybe it was old moan. Yeah.
Battle Angel is nobody's mistress. I bet Lou will be disappointed to learn that, but okay.
Lou might be somebody's mistress.
I know what I'm getting Battle Angel for Hanukkah this year.
Uh-oh. Well, it's going to be good to see. Can't wait. You got a ways to go for Hanukkah, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe for her birthday.
That's coming in the summer here.
Yeah. Saleen.
We're all happy to see her like that.
Yeah. Spell phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, that was my word. Yeah.
PHA.
Did you say it again?
No, it's not A. It's E.
E.
Phenomenon. I don't know.
P-H-E-N-O-M-O-N.
Yeah, that was where
E-O-N.
I was doing good, but then I forgot the last two letters.
Oh.
Well, it's understandable because it's not really apparent unless you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vic,
what?
You're getting old, Vic. You forgot some things.
Harry Leg says he's just hanging on. We'll have Angie on Monday. Oh.
So what? It wasn't.
That's not good.
No, anytime you're dealing with cardio.
What is angio?
It's either angiogram or angioplasty, depending. I don't know which he's talking about. Angiogram is when they stick a catheter into a main artery and go in there.
I know what it is.
Angioplasty is when they go in there with a balloon-like catheter and they use the balloon, inflate the balloon in the artery to remove blockage. My dad used to do angioplasties all the time as a radiologist. Yeah. He was very, very, very good.
I hope it goes well, Harry.
Yep, we all do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. What about persevere?
PERSEIVER? No.
Yeah, see, you don't know how to spell it either.
PERSEVER.
Persevere is the Mars robot, right? The robot who runs around on Mars.
Yes, PERS, and then
I don't know.
VERE.
I'm not a great speller. I used to be a really good speller when I was in school. Nowadays, I rely too much on spell check and Google.
Yeah.
So my brain's gone soft.
Can you believe it? My dad has 6 stents and he's 86. He got them when he was 64. That's a long time after, having heart issues to make it. So modern medicine.
Did you say 6?
Yep. 3 on the
6.
front side. Yep. 3 on the front side and 3 on the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yes. I was not expecting to see him make 86. I'm glad he made it to 86, and I hope he makes it to 96. But Harry, you got if you're still here, you got a chance here, man, because modern medicine is something.
Yep, gotta keep fighting.
I mean, they've kept Pelosi alive all this time. I mean, she's 108. So
By the way, Vic,
Not 108. She's
I'm-
like 88, but yeah.
I'm joking. I'm over.
Vic, I have a question. Vic, I have a question. Did you
What?
saw Jackpot's video when he went to Cape Canaveral, or what was it?
Yeah.
He took a night off in Georgia
Yeah,
and
you did.
showed this place.
She showed it.
Never ever. Tell me again.
So,
Georgia is nice. Never ever.
What
Well,
do you mean? What's wrong with it?
A
Tell me what you-
motel
it-
with broken
gotta-
windows.
you
yeah.
gotta
What
go.
a shithole.
South Georgia sucks. Yes.
Never ever say again. Mississippi is poor. Yeah,
What?
Vic? Okay.
But
Good.
Mississippi,
Well, it depends on what part of Georgia you're in, for God's
well,
sake.
Mississippi
Yeah,
is poor.
it's the same in Mississippi. I mean, the south is shit and the north is good. So
Yeah,
the same is in Georgia. The
Yeah,
south is shit and the north is okay.
Yeah, we call Mississippi State poor because it is. So
Mississippi State poor.
yeah, Mississippi State
Biloxi's good.
Yeah.
Biloxi's nice though.
Poor.
Biloxi's really nice.
Mississippi State played yesterday and plays today in Biloxi baseball.
Hey, did you know? I did say something earlier about Clemson's. I can't believe what's turned around at Clemson, man. I mean, that's crazy what they're doing. I mean, we are just knocking it out of the park on recruiting and commitment.
All right, yeah. What about the portal? Is Dabo using the portal? Or?
It's too early for 2026 to say that, but he's clearly done it for 2025 because he had to. And
Really, who
he got the Purdue tight end
transfer protocol?
Yeah. He got a tight end, a linebacker. He got Jeremiah from Alabama for linebacker to team up with his buddy from high school and at Clemson. So now they're on the team. And he got that tight end from Purdue that was a phenom at Purdue, and he got an offer at Clemson and came to Clemson. He's all excited.
A phenom at Purdue.
Yeah, he had so many great stats, and Purdue kept losing, but he was.
But I mean, Purdue went like what was it like 7, 2 and 10, yeah, 2 and 10, right? Yeah, just like Florida State, they went 2 and 10, yeah.
Yeah. So we did, but he was their biggest player, and we thought he was going to go to Ohio State or Michigan or somewhere like that. And when Dabo came calling, he said he was amazed and came down and committed on the spot, and he's practicing with them now.
Nice.
I hope we don't have to use too much of it, but if you get a number 2 recruiting class, you know it's probably not going to hold. But he's going to be up in the higher echelons. I don't know you'll need to go to the portal as much. Yeah. So, but baseball's in top 10, soccer's top 10, basketball's top 10, and football's top 10.
What team?
Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson beat South Carolina first week in baseball. But I mean, in football, top 10, Clemson, I don't think so.
Yes, they are. They're
He's just
projected
talking about recruiting.
they're one of the odds-on favorites to go to the Natty this year. So, we'll see.
I mean, rankings, preseason rankings is okay, but was Clemson postseason last ranking in the top 10 last year?
Not the last. No, they were in the upper teens, but
Yeah.
but they were doing.
That's what I think. I mean, Klubnik is good. If he plays like last year, you can easily be top 10.
Our offensive line got rectified, and
Yeah,
now we got a new defensive. We got a new defensive coordinator.
And in basketball, top 10 Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Number 10 right now.
Really?
Yes, sir.
He means recruiting.
No, I'm talking about we're number 10 in the NCAA basketball ranking right now.
And which one? In men's or women's?
Men's.
And y'all are ranked what? Number 10?
Yes, sir.
Is did you beat Pitt?
Of course. We've only lost 2 ACC games. We beat Duke. We beat Kentucky. I mean, we've beaten a lot of good teams. We lost some stupid games like Georgia Tech in 3 overtimes, which was stupid. That one we shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I mean, even Georgia had a hard time to beat Georgia Tech in football. Georgia Tech is a real team, but I like them.
They're coming back. They're coming
They
back.
always come to fight. You can say about Georgia Tech what you want, but these guys come ready to play.
Yep. That's because of Brent Key, great coach, I have to say. But
yeah,
Georgia's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not worried about them. I mean, in terms of falling off, they're going to be great all the time for as long as Kirby's there.
But the problem is, I mean, Georgia has football only.
Well, they're getting in the tournament.
I mean, they lost Charlie Condon here. No, he was at Florida. Cacaglione, or what was it?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, what was it? They're talking about in baseball.
Yeah, in baseball, they lost their best hitter.
Oh, and that was Owen Condon. Yeah.
Yeah, Condon. Yeah. Condon.
Or was somebody Condon.
Yeah,
But they're coming. They're coming.
He was really good. He had 38 home runs or something like that. But in a middle school park in Georgia, in that sense. I mean, our practice facility is bigger as their ballpark, to be honest.
Well, the good news is Georgia's basketball team looks to be going in the right direction. Baseball will turn around. They're going to be okay there because they've always been pretty good in baseball. And then get basketball, baseball, and football. That's pretty good. I mean,
the consistent team right now. Wait a moment.
All right. But it's good.
Somebody knocking at your door.
Yeah, somebody's ringing the bell.
Keine Ahnung, hau ab.
Consistency in football is I don't.
I mean, the consistent team right now, I hate to say it, is Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah. Well, Alabama, I think, is going to be.
Tennessee is number one in baseball.
Oh, in baseball.
Yeah, borderline top 10 team in football.
Oh no! Look at that.
Dang, battle.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah, you didn't.
No fun.
Yeah, you didn't know about that.
No, I knew that she had a big kidney stone, but I didn't know she was going to get it carved out.
Yeah, but I had a kidney stone 20 years ago, and it was not a big deal. I mean, it hurts for 2-3 days, but it's not a big deal.
No, I had a big kidney stone, and it kept breaking off little pieces for multiple years before finally the big stone finally decided, I want to leave too. So I passed. It took about 2 weeks, but I passed it. And boy, that hurt.
Yep, yeah. I'm telling you, when you say things like that, I'm over here cringing. I've never had to pass one, but I've heard horror stories.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
it is truly a horrible experience.
Yeah. I mean, I had this kidney stone for 6 months, a year, I don't know, but it hurt. And I went to the doctor and he said, yeah, no wonder you are hurt. You have a kidney stone. And I said, what can we do? And I said,
No,
we take him out.
I agree with you, BA. Why wait? Do it now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Trust me, you'll not regret getting rid of it. Trust me.
It's only getting worse.
they use a laser. Yeah, I thought they use like sound waves.
Yeah, the lithotripsy. I think laser is the latest thing to do. Do you know where the lithotripsy was invented? University of Florida.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, Shands Hospital was the first place to create and use the lithotripsy.
Okay.
Well, it's a new invention on asteroids, is what it is.
Okay, but but now they have a laser. Okay.
Much more precise and effective.
Yeah, that must be a new thing. The laser.
Vic, do you have knowledge in Photoshop or something like that?
Knowledge in Photoshop? What do you mean?
No, I need someone who has knowledge in Photoshopping.
Okay.
Because I need something done. A friend of mine has birthday, and I want to send him. You know Teddy Robert, Mr. Robert from back in the days.
No.
He's a Teddy, and he speaks Cajun, Creole. And yeah, Cajun legend. And my buddy is an LSU fan. I want to send him a picture of Teddy Robert with an LSU shirt and an LSU helmet in the hand. But I'm too dumb to do it.
Wonder if he's any friends with the Cookie Monster, the ex-LSU coach.
You want to say Ed Orgeron? Yeah, the Ed Orgeron. Yeah. Go Tigers.
Ed Orgeron, but he won a title. He's a legend there.
Go Tigers.
The people love him.
Go Tigers.
He was the quintessential LSU coach. I mean, you can't get a better mix for that group. I mean, he was Cajun all the way.
I mean, the biggest thing what Ed Orgeron did at LSU is bringing Joe Burrow from Ohio State in and hired this offensive coordinator.
Yeah, it was Joe Brady.
Yeah.
Well, the receivers didn't hurt them either.
I mean, the wide receivers were recruited by the wide receiver coach. I forgot his name. He's a former NFL guy.
Right.
But to bring Burrow in, if you have not a elite quarterback, you can have the number 1 to number 5 wide receiver. You stink it up.
Yeah, they didn't have the Jimmies, but they had the Joes.
Yeah.
Clemson's going to be wide receiver U after.
Well, no, they had the Joes and the Jamars and the Jeffersons. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll get to see the resurgence. That's even Josh Pate said, "Well, we're looking out for Clemson coming." It's like, yep, we're finally getting it back to where we used to be. I just want to beat Georgia. And I know that's going to be a tall task. I don't know that we can. To be honest.
Beat Georgia. When do we play y'all next?
Win the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs. Oh, okay, the playoffs.
Paul, do you believe that Georgia makes it to the playoffs?
I think the most overranked team in the SEC is Alabama, and I don't think that's true about Georgia.
I tell you what, Georgia will make it to the playoffs, and Alabama will make it too.
Well,
But
only
the one team who
expanded.
will not make the playoffs is Tennessee.
Yeah,
Because Tennessee has no quarterback.
Yeah, they do. They got Nico Iamaleava. Yeah.
That's right. And I think Connor Stockton is way better as Iamaleava. I don't know it, but I think I know it.
Well, let's put it this way. Tennessee has a defense, and Alabama's struggling. So we'll see if
Tennessee lost 3 defensive linemen. They lost Pierce and Dylan Sampson.
And
Dylan Sampson is NFL.
They're
Pierce is NFL.
They're reloading on defense. They've got players behind.
There is no 10 deep anymore on the defensive line. Tennessee can't pay 10 people on the defensive line high NIL money. Mississippi State got one. They said, okay, we'll give you $200K. Come over here. And he came. He didn't blink. I recruited 4-star. He didn't blink. And he played in every game for Tennessee. Not as starter, but he had his minutes. He played 25, 30 snaps. And Tennessee, without Dylan Sampson, without Pierce, and with this quarterback, ain't no way they're making the playoffs. Florida will steamroll them. Georgia will handle them. And someone else will get them too.
South Carolina is going to be a shock, I think.
South Carolina is for me a playoff team.
Yeah,
I tell you that.
They're going to be a good team. I'd still say the most overrated.
But South Carolina has one problem. They lost their 2 key pieces on defense. Tonka Hemingway, he's out of eligibility, and Kyle Kennard is to the NFL.
They have a quarterback.
The 2 monster guys. They have the quarterback, but South Carolina won their games on defense. You know that.
Tom, did you?
Yeah, the most overranked is Bama, and the most underranked is South Carolina.
The most overranked is Mississippi State. The people believe we can win 4 games. I don't see that. I mean, I tell you what, if Greg Sankey don't change the schedules in 26 and 27,
yes, please
exactly opposite what he did in 24 and 25 to the people. I mean, look, Georgia, if they had the other part of the SEC, they go 12-0. Easy.
Yeah.
Who beats that? I mean, we play 4 playoff teams. Look at Florida.
Florida's better than you think.
And Texas played Georgia, got their ass kicked 2 times, and outside of that, they didn't play a single ranked team. Not a single one.
Nope.
I mean, Mizzou. Look at the schedule. They have Alabama. And that's it. Look, Ole Miss. They have Georgia. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's Kiffin magic.
It's not Kiffin magic. I mean, if Lane Kiffin, normally it's only fair, but they won't do it. They come in 26. They come up. We play 3 opponents as rivals and 6 other teams, and they give us Georgia. They give us Alabama. They give us. You will see.
Don't y'all play Ole Miss?
We play Ole Miss every year since 135 years.
See, what I'm saying is that's not an easy out. I mean, Ole Miss is good.
Ole Miss is decent. Ole Miss is not good.
Well, they're not some little fly by night.
Ole Miss is good since Lane Kiffin locked up with his quarterback. And the quarterback is gone, and Trey Harris is gone. And they return 18% on offense and 22% on defense. Ole Miss is not a playoff team. Forget it. Just forget it. At best, 8-4. At best.
Well, I feel for you. Just like Vandy, they say Vandy won't.
Why do you feel for me? I mean, I'm a State fan.
Because you're in no man's land. You're not a very good team, and you're playing a lot of good teams. Okay, they may not be all playoff teams, but they're good. They're not like
I mean, look at this. We start the season off with 2 nobodies, Alcorn State and Southern Mississippi, the Eagles. Okay, the next game is Arizona State. Texas lucked one up against them. Arizona State. So our home games are Arizona State, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas. That's 4 playoff teams. Our away games are Florida, at home Ole Miss. That was a borderline playoff team. So home the 4 playoff teams and Ole Miss, and the away games Florida, Texas A&M, Mizzou, and Arkansas.
Y'all should join the ACC. You might have a chance.
Yeah, maybe you can beat Arkansas and Mizzou.
We can beat Ole Miss.
Yeah, I guess.
We have the better quarterback. Our second quarterback is better as Austin Simmons. We have 3 really, really, really good quarterbacks. And our offense was not a problem. You saw it, Vic. The offense is not a problem. And on defense, Lebby went bananas. He brought 85% of all the players in the portal was on defense.
Well, the good news is it'll be over before you know it. Once you get past those first 2 games, you can go ahead and start counting the L's.
I think we go 3-9 or 4-8.
Yeah, Can you beat NIU? Yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
Of course we can beat NIU. We also can beat Georgia. We also can beat Texas. Of course we can. I mean, look. Of course. I mean, look. If not,
well, that must be some great beer that this guy's drinking, man. That must be 20% alcohol by volume. Wow.
Which one?
Oh, Mississippi State can beat Georgia? Really?
I tell you what. If you watch last year's game, Mississippi State was horrible. Absolute terrible. It was a shit show.
Yeah.
We went to Athens, to Georgia, and if not for 2 dropped near interceptions, Carson Beck threw 3 interceptions, and 2 of them one went straight up back to the house, and we scored on all 3 interceptions. We scored touchdowns, and 2 of our defensive backs dropped to 2 more interceptions. If we catch 1, we win the game.
Yeah, ifs and buts.
It was a close game. It was a really close game.
Georgia.
No, it was a close game. And Florida played Georgia close for a long time too. But if DJ hadn't been hurt, maybe we might have even beaten them. But we didn't.
And you know the SEC. I mean, did you expect that Vandy kicks Alabama's ass? Did you expect this?
Well, they say Vandy's not going to win 3 games this year, which I think is ridiculous.
Nobody. So, and if Georgia don't shows up, everybody can beat them. Kentucky went to Ole Miss and beat their ass.
They're not going to beat them with
Kentucky. Kentucky went to Ole Miss and beat their ass.
They're not going to beat Georgia
if they don't show up. You lose.
This quarterback Georgia has is a gamer. He's way better than Carson Beck.
We will see. I mean, I don't expect that we beat Georgia, but it's possible.
Well,
And
everything.
also, Florida can beat Georgia. It's possible. If Georgia doesn't show up or has a bad day, they can lose to everybody in the SEC. You know that.
We will see. The good news is why they play the game. I just don't believe that Georgia's going to fall off. They're probably going to learn something from last year, and they won't make those mistakes.
I have Georgia 11-1.
Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
I have Georgia 11-1.
Yep, I think they're right. Right. If
And
not,
the only
it'll
loss,
be a letdown year.
and the only loss is against Alabama.
No, I don't. I think you're wrong there. I truly think Alabama's taking another step back.
No.
I don't think DeBoer has got it. He doesn't have the team. He doesn't have the culture. They're not that good.
As long as DeBoer don't start Ty Simpson, they are okay. Ty Simpson is a bust.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this guy. I mean, I saw him against South Florida, and I saw him at Notre Dame. He's terrible.
Bama's got the same problem as Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's got a last chance gasp of trying to be something decent. But
Oklahoma
I don't think Bama's going to make it. I don't.
Oklahoma has no chance this year. No chance. I mean, they have a really good quarterback in Mattia, and his offensive coordinator from Washington. But
Mater.
Mattia, yeah, John
Yeah.
Mattia. Did you see Oklahoma's schedule, Paul?
Yeah, that's like
It's the same as Mississippi State and Florida.
Yeah, I like to call him a Mater because he's like Mater from Cars.
Yeah, I mean Oklahoma. If they go 7-6 with a win in the bowl game, they should build a statue in front of Oklahoma Stadium in Norman.
Oh, Mater.
I'm investing in the NASCAR revenues after this year because Alabama fans are going to abandon them. They're going to NASCAR.
I have
already.
Yeah, when they go to NASCAR, they're going to find a lot of disappointment in the modern age of NASCAR.
Yeah,
man,
I
that's
have
some
no
horrible
problem
race.
when Alabama goes 2-10. I have no problem.
What's wrong with modern NASCAR?
Too many whiny bitches, not enough drivers.
Yeah, too many bitches. Okay.
I have another college subject, guys. I mean, you all have education, okay? I looked it up. I had a bit of time today, and I looked it up. Right now, over 2,000 kids are sitting in the transfer portal in football alone. So, and maybe 10% of them find a team. Maybe 10%. 1,900 kids threw away their education.
Yeah, they did.
1,800.
Is this what college football is all about?
10% of 2,000 is 200, sir.
Yeah,
200.
I know.
You said 1,900. It's more like 1,800.
18.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, but that's called greed. They think that
we have to change the rules.
Yeah.
No, we have to eliminate the transfer portal. And we have to eliminate NIL and go back to college football being college football.
Yeah, and that's my second point. NIL.
That's not going to happen, though.
I know it's not going to happen, but I can dream, can't I?
But it will happen big. And you know when? When the universities can pay it anymore. And it will come. I mean, not in the SEC. The SEC, every team in the SEC has money. But look at the smaller schools. No G5 team will survive this stuff. There is no way in hell they survive this. If the SEC goes to 9 games, to 9 conference games, they play one G5 team less. And this G5 team depends on this check, on this paycheck. They pay half the season with one check. You know that. And this will take place. I mean, let's say Rice, yeah, the Rice Owls.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a budget of $3 million. They get paid from whatever CW or from ESPN or Fox or whatever, $500,000. And good old Carson Beck drives in a Lamborghini through Miami, and Ian Maleava gets paid $8 million in Tennessee. Is this right? Guys, we're talking about college. College is about education.
Yes.
Well, it
It's
isn't.
not right.
Isn't,
It is wrong.
Stan, it's not anymore, and that's the thing that's changed. And we can't go. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
This stuff, NIL and the portal, will kill college football.
Well, so far
it will kill it.
It hasn't so far.
Not yet.
It will.
Yeah. So far, I mean, every school has some reserves, but I mean, not every team has a Dak Prescott who gives $8 million to Mississippi State, or Tim Tebow who gives $5 million to Florida, or whatever, Herschel Walker who gives $5 million to Georgia, or whatever. You know,
the only way
they have no money.
The only way, Sven, that it'll get reformed is when they start to see viewerships dropping and revenues going down, because
it will come. It will come.
Yeah, I know it will. And then once that happens, the only answer is to put a commissioner over the NCAA, and everybody abide by the commissioner's dictates, and they put controls around NIL. They can't. The transfer portal NIL needs to have a commissioner that's fair across all the teams, and everybody has to abide by it. They can't screw the players out of money because the Congress said so.
This is not what I'm telling you. The problem is you have to make an even playing field.
Yes.
I mean, if let's say Georgia is borderline rich, they are not rich. Everybody knows that. They are not Alabama or Ohio State or Texas, but they have money.
Who's not?
Okay?
Who did you say is not?
I said Georgia is borderline rich. They are not an Alabama or Ohio State.
Or at least, we're at least equal to Alabama. I mean, in terms of money.
Not really.
In terms of money, yes.
Yes, they are.
Anyway,
top 10.
Look, what I want to tell you
Alabama,
is this. Let's say Kirby Smart takes for the 2025 season, he says, okay, guys, I need 28 million.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You can do it twice. You can do it 10 times, because Georgia has a big enough fan base and
enough rich
and donors who can do that. Yeah. Florida, if Billy Napier says, okay, I need 28 million, it's not a problem. I think Clemson also can do this. Mississippi State also can handle 28 million. It's not a problem. So because we are on the SEC, or in Clemson's case, they are in the ACC, but they won 2 national titles, and they have money. So, but if you are, let's say, a Rutgers or a Northwestern, they don't have 28 million. They are in the middle of nowhere. They are living near the woods of Canada, and nobody gives a dime to these teams. Nobody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you left these teams behind, and this is not right. I mean, they said they want to create a super conference. You know what will take place if Sankey goes to ESPN and says, okay, we'll make a super league with 40 teams. ESPN says, good, do it. But if you think you get the same amount of money as we paid you before, forget it. half the teams, half the money. See you later. That's a 5-minute
teams, half the money.
That's a 5-minute business meeting. Ain't gonna happen. ESPN needs minutes.
Why is a 40-team league not gonna happen?
It's not enough games to showcase. ESPN to pay college football $5, $6, $7, $8 billion, what they do now. They need games to show and sell their advertising. And it's a difference if you have 133 teams or 130 teams or 40 teams. 40 teams.
Well, I mean,
is 30% of the airtime. And
right. Well, I mean, we would just have to play more games. That's why that's what the NFL does, is play 16, 17.
Okay, you play 17 games, but you can't play enough games with 40 teams to come up with the same game amount with 130 teams. Ain't gonna happen, big. ESPN will not pay the same amount of money for a Super League. Forget it.
I think you're forgetting that ESPN will welcome that Super League, but they're still going to fund the secondary league too, and they're still going to have games. They're just not going to be the same. They're not today even. I mean, those teams aren't. A lot of the teams that are on TV are not the same. They don't command the same viewership.
What I say, Paul, is this:
really only only 40 teams that really bring in significant viewership.
Yeah, but ESPN will not pay 80% of this $8 billion they pay now to a Super League with only 40 teams.
Now they'll have to split it up between the Super League and then the secondary league. That's what you're getting at.
And Sankey wants 75%. And it's the same. It's the same with his outer bids. I mean, if the SEC is good, they get 6 teams in. Good for them. If the SEC stinks and they got only 2 teams in, guess what? Other teams are better. It's called competition.
Only time will tell. I mean, there's greed all over.
I mean, the ACC or the Big 12, they never will agree that the SEC and the Big 10 get 4 outer bids and they're only 2.
Well,
never ever in a billion years they will agree to this shit.
Well,
never.
First and foremost, they don't have a lot of cards to play. Leverage is not on their side.
They don't have to need leverage. Sankey needs a unanimous decision to change the rules. He needs a unanimous decision, and he won't get it. Forget it. Just forget it.
Well, what would happen? Just think of it this way: what would happen if the Big Ten and SEC just break off and do their own league? They don't even talk to the NCAA anymore. They create their own organization.
Yeah.
And they basically say, if you want to show our games, you'll pay us.
Okay. You know what will take place? Then says the NCAA, okay, then create your own baseball tournament, your own March Madness.
They may.
You want to go out of the NCAA? All right, you are welcome, SEC. You are welcome, Big Ten. But do your own March Madness. Do your own baseball. And this hurts.
This is high stakes poker, but that's the kind of mentality.
This is not high stakes poker. This is logic. This is absolute logic.
No, what's going to happen is the reality will have to set in to stop the greed from taking over. That's all. And they're going to have to give some to get some, and that's where you're right. I mean, eventually they'll have to come to that reality.
Give some.
The NCAA should be canceled. And there should be a committee, 8 people who have a clue what they are doing and figure this thing out. We need contracts for the players. Yeah. And if you sign, let's say, Connor Stockton is a second-year player at Georgia or third-year player. So, and Kirby tells him, okay, Connor, I believe in you. I give you 1.5 a year for 3 years. No transfer, forget it. End of story. You sign the papers. You sign a contract, and I own your ass for the next 3 years. So, and that's what we need.
Well, but it's
Not
coming.
only not what we have now is you pay the players, you pay COVs 500,000, you pay Carson Beck 4 million, you pay Kevin Coleman or Blake Shapen $1 million. So, and he says, you know what? I like it, but Mississippi State stinks. Georgia stinks. I don't want to be here. It's too hard for me. I transfer out. This stuff has to stop.
Well, they're going
to and if you transfer out, you have your sit your ass down for a year.
But Sven, you don't seem to understand. They are doing that. That's what's turning around because they've been burned on these transfers. They pay them a lot of money and they leave. So they're now putting it in contracts. They're making a contractual obligation.
The problem is that as long as your Congress don't make a federal law, nobody cares. You need a federal law for this.
Well, contract law actually overrides that. If you sign a player with stipulations, that contract will be null and void. Now, they can go and transfer, but there's going to be writers in there that say, well, then you pay back the money that we gave you, that we committed and paid. And that those things, the players can then make informed decisions, and they go bet on the come and transfer, but they're going to lose that guaranteed money.
If Blake Shapen says, okay, I signed for 2 years, 1.5 million. So you have to write down in the contract, if you transfer out after year 1, you have to pay back half the money.
Yep, and that's the contract law.
Plus a fine of 50% of your contract money. They want to
slow it down. It won't stop.
No. They want to get. You know how this in the NFL works. You want to get paid like a pro. You get treated like a pro.
No, that's what they're headed towards. It's just not. It's evolving to that. It just isn't there yet, Sven, but it's coming. I mean, you can see the writing on the wall. That's where they're going.
Yeah. And it's wrong. This NIL and portal stuff kills college football. It's out of hand. I mean, look, this Bryce Underwood, Undergear, what was his name here from LSU? Who went to Michigan? Dallas Popeye opened his pocket and said, okay, what does LSU pay you? 7 million, 8 million? Okay, I give you 4 more.
Right, you get Bryce.
And Bryce Underwood. So, and this stuff can't happen.
Well, it'll get there. Don't worry. They're coming.
We need rules.
But they're coming around on the rules. Even there's a whole lot of discussion about putting more constraints on that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it because they're going to do something to stop the moving around at willy-nilly over just a higher bidder. But at the same time, you can't put handcuffs on the players based on the current law that are the court cases and everything else. They are free agents up to a point. They sign a contract, then they start being less of a free agent. They're going to have to abide by the contract terms. They're coming to that. They haven't gotten there because everybody got all googly-eyed thinking they could buy their team, but that's coming. It's coming home to roost, and everybody's getting it now. Even Alabama realizes it. So it's not going to stay the way it is. It's going to get better. It's just taking more time than we'd like. The Super League thing, I'm not so sure about, but the NIL and the transfer portal stuff is getting the high ho coming up shortly. Probably
we need binding rules, binding laws, not rules. We need laws.
Anyway, we can't fix it. All we can do is speculate. And at this point, until the viewership goes down, it's hard to get people to make a change. But I think that enough people have been burned lately. Like even Ohio State got burned, so they're all the big guys know we can't have this anymore. It's wild west.
Look, Kevin Coleman is a damn good wide receiver.
Wow.
He came from G5 to, he had at a G5 level, he had 1,200 yards. Then he came to Mississippi State and he had 1,100 yards. He's a damn good wide receiver. And now he goes to Mizzou because they pay him $50,000 more, 50,000. So the problem is Kevin Coleman never ever will have a degree in his life.
Sven, he doesn't need to. He's made life-altering money.
No, he does not. He does not. He makes 200-300K. And that's not enough.
I'm saying that these big-time paid players, they don't even need to go to.
Kevin Coleman is not a big-time player. He got 200,000 from Mississippi State, and now he gets 250 or 300,000, and it's his last year. So, but he transferred 3 times in 3 years. He never has a degree.
That's his fault.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we have to help these kids. We have to stop this nonsense.
Well, but taking away their decision, you can't tell somebody.
College is about education, not about money.
No, it isn't. It is not. Not when it comes to big time sports. It isn't. No, it isn't. That's the misguiding understanding that you have. That doesn't matter anymore. It does to some kids because they realize that. But if they want to make a poor decision, you can't tell them they can't. You got to let them.
You can't stop them from making a poor decision.
Yeah.
People do it all day long in the private sector too. I've saw people coming up through the ranks, and they would go to a startup, and it would hit big, and then they would get a little money and get their head full, and they'd run to another company to get another. Instead of $180,000 a year back in '90, they wanted $290,000. So they jumped ship, and they did that a couple times, and then all hell broke loose, and then reputation came around, and they said this person just goes and job hops to get money. And they didn't get any more of those deals anymore. And they basically fell off the face of the earth. They made poor decisions.
So people stopped hiring them.
Yeah, because the word got out. These people just come in they helicopter in for 1 year, and then they go to the next highest bidder. You're going to be that sucker that pays them? Go for it. But, but that's what people do. And people are going to make, players make the same kind of stupid decisions too. They don't think ahead. They're just thinking right now. It's greed. That's a human nature thing.
Yeah, think about it right now. Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at Carson Beck.
And I mean, the other side. That's what I want to say something about Carson Beck. Is it right for any student at UGA or at Miami that Carson Beck gets $4 million and they have to pay for their education? Is this right? Is this right?
Well, they should have to pay for their education if they're going to get paid.
They don't pay.
Yeah.
They have scholarships. They don't pay for their education. They pay for nothing.
It's built
Do
into
you
what?
really believe that Carson Beck pays 1 cent for his food, for his housing in Miami? 1 cent. Do you really believe this? Or for his education, if he goes to school, what I don't believe.
It's built into the equation of what they're paying. They already figured they're in for that amount of money, and then they say, okay, take whatever. We could give him $15 million minus $500,000 because we know that's what it's going to cost us to house and feed him. So he gets $14.5 million.
Yeah, and Vic want to go to University of Miami and has to pay $20,000 a year. Is this right? It's not right.
I know
It's wrong.
I know people that got into Miami on scholarship and they didn't pay a dime, and that was academic scholarship.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Good.
It'll work itself out. Don't think it's staying the same It's moving as we speak. Actually, people behind closed doors trying to figure out how to equilibrate the problem. But
I mean, it's all new. They have to figure it out.
Yep.
But
it's not about education.
But now it's year 3, and there is not a single rule.
Well, they've changed some
for NIL. No,
they haven't changed a lot, but they've changed some.
No, there is not a single rule for NIL since 3 years.
There's not a national rule. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, there's no law in South Carolina. There's no law in Mississippi. Outside of that, in Missouri, Georgia, and Mississippi, and Alabama, if a player gets NIL money, he don't have to pay taxes for it. That's the only rule they changed. What is absolute nonsense.
Doesn't have to pay state taxes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and that's the only rule they placed. And it doesn't help Vic, it doesn't help Saleen or me or you, because you have to pay for it. You pay the taxes, the player don't pay.
Well, if that's the law that they wanted to pass, then you blame the congressman. You don't blame the player. The players playing the game is dealt.
I don't blame the players. The players deserve money. I have no problem if Dylan Sampson makes $2 million. Bless him, no problem. My problem is simply there are no rules to this shit.
Well, there are no consistent rules.
No, absolutely no rules. It's Wild West.
There's not just no consistent rules. There's no rules at all.
There's no rules at all. There's nothing to it.
Well, I don't think that we're going to be able to solve it. So it's just the way it's going to go until people get fed up. So
I mean, they should take people like, I mean, he's a human asshole. Take Urban Meyer, take Steve Spurrier, take the old Stoops guy from Oklahoma, take Saban, put him in a committee, and tell the NCAA, hey guys, we run NIL and football now. So
well,
and
as long as the courts don't overrule all of that and say that's unconstitutional.
But you get the idea. You need people who have a clue what they are doing, and NCAA has no clue. Absolutely no clue what they are doing in football right now. No clue.
What they're
the NCAA's power got stripped by the court rulings.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't have. That's why they have no clue.
I mean, I saw yesterday or Saturday there was a baseball player. Was it Florida State or Kentucky? He was in year 8. Can you believe this shit? 8 years in college.
No.
And he gets paid because he's a good player. I forgot the team. I can look it up. But this is crazy. I mean, Pavia goes to court and says, yeah, I went to JUCO and I couldn't make money there. And now I sued him. And he won. This is crazy. It was his decision to go to JUCO, and he was not good enough to play in the SEC.
Well, he is now, but yeah.
Yeah, but his time is over. His time is up.
Well, he's got this year. This is his last year.
Yeah, his time is up.
Yeah, well, the eligibility thing they can't.
This shit has to stop. I agree if someone like, let's say, Legway breaks his leg or breaks his arm or has a season-ending injury in week 2. So, and they give him a medical year. Okay. I'm all for that, you know? So,
yes, and then he also
not going to court. Yeah, I couldn't make money, and I'm only 39 years old, and I want to play college baseball. Yeah. That's what it is, Vic.
Well, all I know is that you sound like you're upset because you're losing out on all that, whereas all these other teams seem to be, the bigger teams seem to be happy with it. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poor.
Look, Mississippi State is not a poor university. We have enough money.
Pay them then.
I mean, and we have big time sponsors, big time, really big time. What you do, Paul, after this, you go to YouTube and look up Mississippi State baseball facility, and you see a indoor facility. Rafaela Palmero, I think you know this name. He gave this in his active days. This indoor facility alone cost $42 million.
Yep.
And he gave it to Mississippi State. He said, okay, we need this at State. And he gave it. Dak Prescott came last season when he signed his big contract. Oh, you need NIL money? No problem. I give you $8 million. It's no problem. Mississippi State is not a poverty. I mean, we are not Ohio State or Texas, but we can handle our business. So, but I'm not sad that Georgia wins 10 games or 11 games and win championships, or Clemson wins championships. I mean, we had bad luck with Mike Leach, and I would be happy if Leach were at Mississippi State right now. We would be in better shape.
Speaking of Mike Leach, have we? I mean, think about the loss of character of coaches that we've lost when we lose people like him. He made college football fun. I mean, I would hang for his press conferences. I'd be sitting in stunned excitement waiting for it.
Mike Leach won 59.87% of his games, and the rule of the Hall of Fame in college is 60%, and they don't want to get him in. Mike Leach and Hal Mumme revolutionized college football with the air raid. Everybody knows that. Every pro team, every NFL team plays any kind of air raid. And 90% of all college teams play some sort or some parts of air raid.
Mm-hmm.
So, and 0.13% of winning percentage get him out of the Hall of Fame. This is crazy stuff.
Well, like I said, we're not going to solve it ourselves. I don't think there's anything we can do to change it. It'll have to come organically. But at the same time, it's not going to change until revenue starts declining. That's really the issue, and I think that's coming soon. I think that tipping point will come soon when we expand the playoffs to 16 teams. It starts to dilute the effectiveness of the regular season, and it really does impugn. It starts to become like the NBA. Too many games that don't mean anything, and you still get in the playoff.
The problem is you can make a 64-team playoff. You can make a 128-team playoffs. The last 8 are always the same teams.
Yep.
Always. You will not. You. In the last 20 years, you saw one time in TCU who got steamrolled by 500 by Georgia. I don't know what the end result was. It was 150 to something like that.
It was 65-7.
It was
you know what I'm talking about. So you had a Cincinnati with a borderline Hall of Fame backfield secondary and a really good quarterback. So they made one run. So, and that's it. That's it. That's the only two teams in the past 20 years.
Sin, the beat down that Georgia put on TCU was nothing compared to what they put down on Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
actually,
if Mississippi State makes the playoffs, do you really believe that that we go to the national championship?
No.
If Florida goes this year 10-2, do you believe that Florida goes to the Final Four?
No.
Good.
No.
If Clemson makes it to the playoffs, do you believe Clemson makes it to the Final Four?
Depends on how good they are this year. Well,
No.
depends. It depends.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can say that about Indiana and Arizona State. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Clemson has a borderline shot because they have a really good quarterback, and I don't know how good the offense is. The defense is always good at Clemson, but it depends how good the offense is. But I mean, you have your Ohio States, your UGA, you know the teams. So, and out of this pack comes the national champion, and nothing will change. Look up the champions of the past 20 years. Go back to 98. Only 7 teams won national championships.
Clemson got 2 of them.
Teams. Yeah. Clemson, UGA, Alabama, Ohio
State, Michigan,
Florida, and Texas. That's the 7 teams. Oh,
well, Florida State
8 teams.
got 1.
Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
8 teams.
You're talking about
Since 1998.
Last 20. Oh, since 98. Okay.
Yeah. But that's always been the case, and so expanding the playoffs and letting in Boise State.
So, Saleen.
Yeah.
I
gotta go.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Mama is calling.
Yep.
Say
well, 5 o'clock here anyway. Yeah, but I do gotta go. But lively discussion as always, and Florida is not making the playoffs, so let's get that straight.
I don't.
No,
I don't have. I have Florida 7-5.
Yeah. No one said that they were going to, but
it was.
He said
an
10-2, so I'm just
Yeah, it was an example. I said if Florida goes 10-2, do you believe Florida makes it to the semifinals? If Georgia goes to the playoffs, everybody, if you ask anybody on the street and says, do you believe Georgia can make it to the semis? Of course they can. Alabama, of course they can. Ohio State, of course they can. Texas, of course they can.
Yeah, either one.
I mean, by Texas, I don't know. But they have the money, they have the players, they have everything. You know, they have the coaches. But it's a handful of teams. And out of this 6, 7, 8 teams comes the champion, and nobody else wins.
Well,
alrighty,
we'll leave it there for next week.
Yep, it's good talking.
Y'all have. I appreciate you guys being on here, though. I do.
Yep, it's all good.
Yeah. You were really silent today, Saleen.
Well, I had a couple of phone calls come in.
Good. We entertain the people.
All right.
Yes, you are all very entertaining in your own way, and I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
But
be good.
y'all have a good,
all right,
good rest of the week.
All right, bye.
Yep. Cheers. Big Friday, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Cheers. Thanks, Vic. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. And to the rest of you in the chat box, appreciate you all being here too. Don't forget to click the thumbs up on the way out. That does help me out. So appreciate it. Thank you all for spending a couple hours with me. Sorry about the late start due to Comcast being Comcast, but eventually got it all worked out. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Enjoy the SEC tournament in round ball if that's your thing. We'll see what happens come Sunday and see where everybody's favorite team ends up. Who knows? Might be a few good, interesting matchups. Have a good rest of the week. I will see you next week for episode 215 of Wednesday Afternoon Live with me, SaleenDriver. I bid you farewell.